Bruv.
That's what I was doing, and then
You call yourself a photographer. Huh? Isn't it in the picture now?
No, obviously not.
I need some wine to deal with these terrible questions.
I thought you were going to say our relationship, but...
Both terrible.
What?
Let's go. New intro.
What's up, bros?
What's up, bros? Not all of you probably follow me on Instagram. Majority of you do. I'd probably say 95% of you do. This video today is going to be a Q&A. Now, I set the Q&A on my Instagram. It's below if you want to follow me. No, I don't know how to plug.
You think people here watch this that they don't follow your Instagram?
How do you plug yourself without literally like sounding like a dick? You can't plug yourself without sounding like a dickhead.
Just
follow my Instagram. It's below. Okay, we're just gonna dive straight in. I've already done a little pre-selection of the questions that you guys sent in today. Some of them were super awkward. Some of them are really good, and I'm gonna do a bit more of not more of a serious answer, but I'm gonna do a bit more in depth. Yeah, actually a little bit more serious. Some of them are hilarious. Some of them are fucking terrible. Like, have you ever tailored clothes? Like,
someone did not
I'm
ask
5,
that.
yeah, and I don't think anyone asked the question, but I'm only 5'8", so for me to have anything like ready to wear available is crazy. Like, anything that I buy, I wear it like a week later because I have to take it straight to the tailor. So that's the first question answered that you didn't even ask me. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see who did what. Okay. I think it's really pretentious that I've already done a Q&A. Like, I'm that interesting that people want to know about me, you know? I mean, I'm joking.
That's actually kind of true.
I'm gonna fucking beat you up.
Let's get the show on the road.
First question from Porter Dreidger. Is your name Porter and you like dried goods and you're from Germany? Okay, anyway, Porter, I'm just gonna call you Porter. Porter asked, favourite and least favourite fashion brands. I'm not going to do all of them, but I'll do my favourite at the moment and least favourite at the moment. I think my favourite brand at the moment is Issey.
No, don't say that.
Okay.
Say something else.
My favourite brand at the moment is a newer brand, an up-and-coming brand called Miyake. They're amazing guys, team's really good. They are an amazing brand. They do very structured garments, a lot of heavy geometry on their designs, and they have the same factory as RAF, and they're in that sort of world. They're based in Belgium. Amazing, amazing brand. If you haven't heard about them already, Miyake, you have to go and check them out.
They're never going to talk to you again after that.
No. Okay, next question. What's your actual job and how did you get into fashion? My actual job is my bread and butter, and what I live off is personal shopper, personal stylist. And how I got into fashion was, I've always been that friend. What? Fucking moan halfway through what? Jesus. I've always been that friend. I've always been that friend in the friendship group who really, really cares about what they wear. So even if it was when I was back in school and Ralph Lauren polos were the thing or Lacoste polos were the thing, I naturally wanted to have like the newest one. Or I even thought about when we used to hang out in the park as kids, I used to think like, oh, like what are my like new Adidas trackies and Stan Smith's gonna be like? And I'd go very in depth into analysing what I need for stuff. And then I ended up taking and wanting to go into psychology and education. And then I sat down and had a very long conversation with my mother. And happy Mother's Day, because this is going to come out by Mother's Day. And she just said, like, why don't you pursue fashion? You're obsessed with clothes. And that's when I really started listening to music properly and getting into these bigger brands and blah, blah, blah. And it all kind of snowballed from there. So a natural obsession with trying to look better than everyone else. That's where it started. Next question. What are your all-time clothing grails? Let me show you one right now.
What's a grails?
I've got to be careful not to burn them again. Seb. These trousers by one of my favourite brands, Issey Miyake. Favourite cuts of trouser, super comfortable. This chartreuse colour I'm obsessed with. These are my first ever madly in love with. Had to instantly buy piece that I was really like, fuck, this is insane. Or one of them at least. And I recently just got a new pair when I went to Paris at the beginning of this year because a friend of mine, Seb, burnt a hole in the first pair with a cigarette. And fuck you, Seb, because I've still not forgotten and I fucking hate you. I love you, Seb. But I managed to very luckily find them in the store when I went with a few friends of mine for Fashion Week. So I'm going to leave them here, display them. So yeah, that's one of them. Very recently, very quick grail to become a grailed was, again, the brand I mentioned before was Namacheco. Shout out to them. They gave me this beautiful burgundy coat called the Almaz coat. Beautiful. I love the shape, the fabric. They use like Kvadrat fabrics and it's insane. One more, I'll do one more. What's one of those, like a piece that you know I love? You tell me. You don't know me very well, do you?
I would say like something like really random, like that pink calm sequin top that no one has ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah.
Or like the Gucci silk one or the Prada one is like definitely.
I have a few shirts that are like super special to me, and they are like special fabrics or really delicate fabrics. And I have a red silk Gucci shirt, a leather Prada bowling shirt, and then I had from a while back, and I've still not worn it, and I'm waiting for the perfect time. It's like a pink polyester com shirt, baby pink, with pink sequins all the way down the front, and I got it just because it was a piece that I don't care if I wear it or not. I love it so much that I just like have to archive it and I have to have it. And it's just one thing that I really wanted in my wardrobe.
Can you just go grab them and show it to them so we don't have to insert photos?
No.
You need to show more of like what you're talking about. So like you either go grab it right now or we have to insert photos.
Ugh, stop making me do these videos better. Okay. Oh my god, I'm going to burn some of these clothes on this candle. This is one of my favourite all-time shirts, and as you can imagine, it's pretty over the top. You're not going to wear this every day, but I still haven't worn it, and I am very in love with it, and I will never get rid of it. And it's just fucking cool. Reminds me of like Prince and like the 90s babies and just the wild shit that they were wearing. But yeah, I'm not going to get the coat out. I've got a photo of that. Leave my little babies here. Okay, next question. Will you be doing collaborations on your channel in the future? For me, it's going to be really open about my process about how I'm going to pick it. It's just going to be people that I like and style of them, of some things that they wear that I like, because there's a lot of people in the YouTube world, and this might change, but I'm just talking about how my mindset is now, but there's not a lot of people I really want to work with out there, and I'm probably only going to work with people that I like, and that's it. So you won't see a lot of big YouTube collaborations with other YouTubers. You might see some of my mates sit in, you might see James sit in, and I don't know, like just whoever I want to help me just fucking roast the shit out of people, do you know what I mean? Next question. Top 5 rappers of all time. Chance the Rapper, Travis Scott, who else do I love? Oh, okay. Chance the Rapper, Travis Scott, A$AP Rocky, Valley, who is, if you don't know Valley, he's just been signed to Good Music and he's under, well not just, but he's the newest signing for Good Music and he's under Kanye. He's fucking awesome. And then there's not that many that I hold super duper high, but Gunna at the moment, like every Gunna thing that comes out I love at the moment as well. There's loads and loads of other rappers that I listen to, but like the first 4 huge grails, and Gunna is gonna be one of my favourite rappers of all time, for sure. Next questionings! How did your obsession with the word considered come to be? I thought this was hilarious because that was obviously a very sarcastic comment because I say considered a lot.
You do.
Don't jump in, you're on my team. The reason why I say considered a lot is because this is going to be a bit of a deep answer, is because I'm a man of aesthetic and I care about curation and creativity and people making awesome shit, and I have a massive thing about taste as well, which I'm going to answer in another question. I think I can remember another question about like style and taste, but I have a big thing about taste, and what I love about the fashion world is anyone can wear anything, and there are no rules about what looks good or bad. If you like it, that's reason enough to wear it. But what really intrigues me at the same time, and this is the psychological thing behind it, is that taste does exist. Taste exists. So taste existing, which is a predetermined thing of this is right and this is wrong, definitely exists for me. But wearing what you want in fashion also exists. It's a very like tricky, difficult thing for me to like constantly balance in my head. But the reason I say consider a lot is because consideration and intent is the most important thing when you're dressing, making music, making art. If you're a head chef, if you're anything creative of that level, why I say considered means intent. It means something purposeful that you've done. It means with taste in mind. That's why I say considered a lot. Considered. I say considered a considerable amount. I say it considerably. Next question. Do beanies not fit your head properly, or is it a choice? I just thought that was some hilarious abuse, and that's not really a question, it's more of an insult, but shout out to you, Galvo Olevi. I haven't been saying everyone's names, and I've just forgotten to, because I'm very deep in the headspace of answering these questions, but I'm going to flash everyone's Instagram up. I've screenshotted all this, so you're all going to get your props. My phone's going to die.
Okay, if you were to get any plastic surgery on anything, what would you get?
Penis enlargement. The next one, again, isn't really a question, but they just said, absolutely no more roasting videos. They're well and truly shy. More Fiona. I know, isn't that sweet? Fuck you. Next question. Why are you so thick?
2 C's?
2 C's. I don't know. Natural breasts, I guess. Next question. Is there such thing as objectively good, quote, style? If there isn't, how do you define your own subjective standard of good style? One of the biggest rules that I have, and when I'm not doing this and I'm not working, I'm shopping. Like, I like to think I can talk on it because I am past the point of it's sad how obsessed I am with shopping and clothes. And I've been through many styles. I've tried on many styles. I've tried on, like, I think, every style. And even when different styles come out and there's new trends, I'm not instantly against them, but I like to just see what I have and see what I can do and see if I can put my flair with it. Now, the biggest thing to take away from that is you need to try everything. You need to try every single style there is before you can say there is a good style of this and this. And trends are driven by a plethora of factors, and it doesn't really matter too much about trends for me. But again, it's personal. This goes back to what I was saying. It's that fine line of taste and openness to trying new things. And then one huge thing about good style is fit. Fit is the first commandment above everything, because no matter about the colour first or the style, whether it's casual tailoring to streetwear to whatever, if everything you wear fits you perfectly, not only will you think you look better, everyone else will be like, look, you look fucking sick, like this guy looks great, this is good style. And it's good style because it fits. And that's a very, very important first rule. I'm getting way too preachy with this, but let's keep going. This is possibly the best question ever, and I should have been asked this on James Corden's eating thing, where you have to either answer or eat cow tongue or turkey bollocks or whatever it is. Who dresses better, Sanj or James? Next one. Top 3 best, worst dressed. Famous. Top 3 best dressed for Famous is Denim Tears and A-Side of No Vacancy In, for sure. Very big tastemakers, they're favourites of mine. I know he's a designer, so this doesn't really count, but Haider Ackermann and how he wears his own clothes and other clothes and his personal style is insane, and I love how he dresses. That's really that's like perfection to me as well. And the third one, which is a bit soppy and it's not one person, but where I get my inspiration from and who I think dress the best is like my mates, my friends, my people who I speak and share my passion for fashion with. So yeah, and they're where I get my inspiration from too, mainly. But those two were notable ones. The problem is with 3, there is like so many people that I think that dress really, really well. Worse, there's even more that I think that dress worse. But The 3 worst dressed people. I think we can definitely say, yeah, Rich the Kid dresses terribly. There's so many, it's so difficult for me to instantly pinpoint one.
Like, he just dresses like he was blind and now he can see colors again.
And it's so weird because I can't, you know what I'm like, I constantly abuse people and I can't even fucking think of one person to really fucking stick it to right now. Fuck. Like every footballer ever. Famous people is a difficult category, but we'll stick with Rich the Kid for rapper. Famous people, all footballers, and the third one will go for, you know, I said that I'd say it last video. Galax. I mean, how that man's got any followers off of what he wears, I don't know him, he might be a nice guy, but how he dresses is like, do you know what a chino wanker is? He's like the new age chino wanker for like fuckboy street. Next question. What did you think about the Raf Calvin deal? Disappointed that it didn't last. I was very upset. I love Calvin and Raf together, and I think they did amazing stuff. I know from a business side and insider stuff that they weren't selling amazingly, and you might have noticed that a lot of their stuff went on sale. But the reason he left, I found out, is because he knew that Calvin was closing their fashion line, which they're now doing, and he knew that. So he was meant to stick around for a little bit longer, but he was just like, well, if you're closing it, I'm out of here. And I understand, because he's a creative, he's a very important creative, and he's an old guy, so why the fuck would he care to stick around? It's not like he's got a name to make for himself. He's Raf, you know? But yeah, really disappointed. I love the stuff that they did. Next question is, are you balding or do you shave literally every day? I fucking tiring. Cons of joining the cult. Okay, well, I have my own cult of bald men on Instagram, and if you ever want to shave your head for me, just send it to me on Instagram and I will post it, because that shit's fucking hilarious and I really, really want to make more people shave their head. But my hairline's always been shit, but my hairline has been terrible and like going back since I was like 19. And I got to a point in my life like a few years ago where I was like, I want to have a bald head. I like the style, and a few of my newer friends that I got to know when they moved to London, they had bald heads, they looked really good. And it just came with a 50-50 timing of genetics and timing of like my style and what I wanted to do. Like, and to this day I've had long hair, medium hair, swept backed, whatever, and it's still my favourite haircut. It makes all your outfits neutral. So for example, like when I have my slick back hair, it look cool, or like my longer hair, it will look cool with a suit. But if I was wearing anything slightly streetwear, I'd look like the biggest fuckboy you've ever seen. Whereas with a shaved head, you're very neutral. I look smart in a suit, and I look cool in alternative, sort of like high fashion pieces, or whatever the fuck my style is. Next question. Fitness routine. How do you stay in shape? I'm not particularly in shape for me at the moment, but I've been doing this all video.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not particularly in shape for me at the moment, but what I do normally do is calisthenics, and I've started doing a bit of running, try and cut some fat down. But I do calisthenics, which is all own bodyweight workout, which is just, I only do push-ups, pull-ups, dips, sit-ups, and that's it. No weights. I very rarely do extra added weight, like very, very rarely. I did used to go to the gym when I was like 16 to 20, maybe, but doing like weights, and that's where I built my base. But yeah, I only do own bodyweight stuff, and it's great because the weather's getting better and you can go outside and go to the park and, you know, get off your fucking phones, you fat nerds. Next question! What are the 3 most worn pieces in your wardrobe? My navy Issey Miyake trousers, for sure. I should touch on shoes because I haven't really mentioned any shoes in questions like this. It's probably my common projects, my grey ones. But that brown bomber I've rinsed, I've worn so much, I've had it for ages, it's still in good condition, and I still really like the style, and I just, yeah, I'm never going to get rid of that, and I wear that so much. Next question! How did you start the cult? The cult phenomenon on my Instagram, and again, I'll explain for the 3 people who are watching who don't follow me on Instagram. I have a cult on Instagram, and people send me their shaved heads, and they shave their head for me. That's it. It started when one of my followers shaved their head for me because I shaved my head and I had like a growing Instagram following, and I just posted it, and then someone replied saying egg cult, and from that like 2 other people did it, and then I woke up the next day to like 5 or 6 photos from people that had done it as well, and it's just happened ever since, and like every day I get like 2, 3, 4 people that have done it. It's insane. I think it's a really positive thing. I think that what we can do with it as a group of people and the engagement and dedication that shows is really cool. So I think we as a group can get a lot out of it, and especially me, it means that I can get loads of free shit. So thanks guys. But yeah, like it started through one of my followers. It wasn't me. It wasn't planned. It was an impromptu thing that I posted and just went crazy. This is potentially the best question I've ever heard in the Q&A. Are the Venga Boys the greatest group ever? Yes. Okay, so the penultimate question. You guys have sent me a lot of questions, which is great, but you know, fucking hell. What are some good tips for dressing on a lower budget? My tip is stick to basics and make sure that you are very steadily collecting those pieces that you know you can keep for a very long time. So for example, if you can only buy a £200 piece of very good clothing as opposed to buying 3 or 4 things every month, buy that one good thing. The rest, make it really, really cheap, make it basic, make sure it fits with everything. And even when you're building that better side of your wardrobe first, start with your trousers. Like, I can't stress enough how amazing the best dressed people in the world, they have like the most trousers. Like, one thing especially guys don't do is they don't focus on trousers. No guy focuses on their trousers. I have so many pairs, and I feel like a lot of people who are really, really well dressed have and focus on their trousers. It's a very important part of the wardrobe. But you need to have built a solid foundation, and you need to start building a solid foundation of those slightly more expensive pieces that you're buying into, and they need to be like, I don't know, a beautiful pair of like grey tailored trousers, and then get a really nice navy oversized jumper from like Jill Sander, or like someone who's Marnie, super plain, can go with a lot, and you start building that way. And then when you feel comfortable and you feel like you've got enough that you're getting a bit bored and you've got all the basics now and you've built that, then you can start buying into your seasonal pieces or your colourful pieces or your I'm not sure about this, but let's try it sort of pieces. It's a process for sure. Like, when I met my friends who are all very well dressed, they had way more clothes than me. Like, I had to catch up like mad. Like, I was going to TK Maxx and finding Margiela t-shirts for like 50 quid and stuff like that. So be savvy, be sensible, build from the bottom. And the last question, which is a very good one, is what's your biggest fashion pet peeve? My biggest fashion pet peeve. What is it? Fiona's going to tell you her biggest fashion pet peeve first.
2.
Go for it.
On girls.
Huh? Yeah.
On girls.
Yeah, yeah. On women.
Camo
Someone
pants.
in. Camo?
Camo
pants, yeah.
Those like fucking camo cargo pants drive me crazy. And then on men, honestly, it drives me crazy when a guy is sagging his pants and he has a fucking belt on.
So Fiona beat me to it.
Were you gonna say that?
Yeah, I was gonna say it. I don't admit this, but when I had my American phase of dressing, I did do it. And now looking back, I can't believe that I did it. But like, just sagging your trousers is so dumb. Like, technically, it's a way to style something, and it's a style. But anyone who does it always is like, they have like boxers, then a pair of shorts or joggers on underneath, and then they sag their trousers because they don't want to show their ass. So if you don't want to show your ass, stop sagging your pants. But yeah, that's one of them. There's many pet peeves, but that's a big one. And yeah, that's it. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I tried to keep it shorter. I have a feeling it's still going to be fucking long. I'm finding it very, very difficult to make these videos shorter. The second video that I just put out, that was meant to be shorter than the first one, and it ended up being 4 minutes longer. I'm not very good at this yet. But yeah. How should we sign this one off? That's it. You know way too much about me. Stop asking me questions, and that's it. How do we even finish this? Just say goodbye?
Yeah.